morning. Good morning, people. It's your man Joshua Pondexter. Happy Friday. We are live, and feel free to come in and ask your questions. This is Ask Joshua. This topic that we have curated for you this morning is, it's going to list four major estate planning issues. So it's a little talk on estate planning and why you should plan your estate. If you don't know what an estate is, it is this thing here, your body, as part of your estate. Your income is part of your estate. Your assets, businesses, real estate, stocks, bonds, vehicles, second homes, primary residence. The list just go on and on and on. So you need to do some estate planning. Why? There's some major issues that can arrive. And estate planning is not just for the ultra rich, right? If you have some assets that you want to protect, pardon me, and you want to, that's why you're alive, and then you want to pass them on to the next generation. Estate planning is for you. So let's look at these issues. Number one, incapacity planning. Right? Nobody ever thinks that they're going to go in a coma or they're going to become incapacitated, but those things does happen, right? So normally what people do is go like, well, I don't care if I become incapacitated, whatever, right? We'll leave it to the state. We'll leave it to someone else. Well, he said, well, I don't speak like that, Joshua. But if you haven't did any incapacitated planning, this is virtually the same thing, right? So, you're in a coma, you're incapacitated. Who's going to make medical decisions for you? So if you're married, you say, well, my spouse is. Well, not necessarily, right? Unless they have medical power of attorneys on you, right? So who's going to continue to make financial decisions for you while you are incapacitated? Well, my spouse, my mom, my children are going to do it. No, if they don't have these powers of attorneys, financial, they cannot make these decisions for you. So it's very critical that while you're healthy and in your right mind, that you do some incapacitated planning, right? Because you never know when it's a slip and fall, a car accident. Anything could be an onset to being in a coma, incapacitated, the inability. You don't have to wait till Alzheimer's set in or you lose your mind or things of that nature. Some accident can happen. So that's number one. So it's very critical, regardless of your age, that you look into this type of planning, right? Number two, right? So, well, hey, listen, I'm not incapacitated. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. I'm wise, right? And I have decided that my wealth, I'm going to distribute it while I'm alive, or I'm going to distribute it after my passing, right? So, of course, if you're distributing your wealth while you're alive, there's gift tax considerations, right? And then, of course, if you should become, when you die, there's considerations there, right? Who's going to get my assets, right? How am I going to get them to them, right? So it's a big consideration, right? And there's a thing about it. Dying wrong is very costly in America, right? So your distribution. So you should identify, while you're in your right mind, who gets what child, what grandchild gets that, what charity gets this, your church, all those things that you want to leave, distribute it to people, either while you're living or after you die, right? Make those decisions now. So these are major issues in estate planning. That's 1 and 2. The third one is that to die and go to probate. Well, you say, I got a will. Well, a will is an invitation to go to probate, because that will, no matter what state you live in these United States of America, your will is going to have to go before the court, before the judge, to make sure that it's valid. Whatever state you live in, you can go to your state website, and you can find all the requirements for a will to be valid, right? So, boom, so it's valid. It's written correctly for that state, but still, it must go to the courts, to a judge. This is why the probate process is, right? So now you have a will. The judge is going to say, well, the will is valid, right? You have an executor, right? And so that executor meets all fiduciary standards to do their job. And so now you're like, okay, I'm home free. No, you got a problem. If you in probate, the courts take supervision of your assets, right? Why is that a problem? Well, you have debts, medical bills, credit card bills, the money you owe me, right? We got to make sure your bills have to be paid in the probate process. And then there's fees, there's attorney fees, there's court fees that's going to be reducing your estate, monies that could go to your heirs, right? So now you have delay, average of 6 months to 24 months in the state of Illinois. Great state of Texas is even longer, right? So now, just on the average, now if you have disputes, family members bickering about who should get what, I should get more, right? So this is why in your distribution you have identified the people, right? Fine. Now you have a will, not fine, because you go into probate, right? So now you want to avoid probate, right? So there are some things that you don't have to worry about going to probate when you have a beneficiary on an account, on a life insurance policy, an annuities, so you have your beneficiaries, right? So, but that still has drawbacks, because what if the person that you had on the beneficiary died, right? And you didn't have a secondary beneficiary, right? A little challenging there, right? Joint tendency, right? That's fine too. That avoid probate, but husband and wife, it only helps when the first spouse passes away. When the second spouse passes away, you can go to the probate court, right? So the probate court, they take control of the assets. The executor that you have appointed cannot even sell stuff without the court's approval. If they needed some money, or somebody needed some money, this is a problem in probate. Actually, so the delay, 6 months to 24 months in the great state of Illinois, which I reside, but all 50 states have some variations of that, right? So now you have a time delay. Then you have costs, right? Depending on the size of your estate, it can be anywhere from 10 to hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So it's not an inexpensive process. Now, that American Express bill that you had no thought of paying back when you died, those medical bills, they're going to be paid, right? And if the reason that it takes a process to go through and it's public notice is because now the creditors can look and go like, wow, okay, let me put my claim in so I can get my money. So you want to avoid that process. Inward fighting within the family, that occurs. Avoid probate, right? And so And then that's number 3. Number 4, we're going to go over it once again very quickly for those who just came into the live. Avoiding or eliminating estate taxes, right? So now, with the new passage of the H.R. 1, so what is that? Well, commonly known as the one big beautiful bill, right? State taxes has been raised to $15 million per person. So if you're married, that's $30 million, right, of potential deduction. So if your estate is not worth that much, you don't have to worry about estate taxes, right? Federal. You might have to worry about some on your state level, right? So once again, these are some of the 4 major issues surrounding estate planning. Number 1, incapacity planning. If you become incapacitated, who's going to make decisions for you, both medical and financial? So if you have a spouse, you should have financial and medical power of attorneys on one another. If you're a parent and you have adult children, you should give those responsible children those powers. And the beautiful thing about it, they can be springing. You don't get those financial powers now. It only happens when you become incapacitated, so they can continue to pay your bill. You're in a coma, or man, you just in bad condition. You lost your mind through dementia or whatever, right? Then the distribution of your assets. These are issues, right? So now you got to consider who gets what, when do they get it, do they give the children, grandchildren. All these things must be ferreted out. They must be dealt with. This is part of the planning process, right? And avoiding probate. We just stated if you have a will, you're going to go to probate, right? There's some strategies that you can avoid probate: beneficiary arrangements, joint tenancy. If you have created a revocable living trust and it's funded with those assets, that avoid probate, and it can avoid all of that internal family squabbles that can happen, right? So I said, well, it doesn't happen that much. Well, it happens more often than you realize. I've been doing this as service, part of my business for virtually 23 years, and I have seen it all. Seen the fighting. I've seen members who wanted what they wasn't entitled to, just greed, right? And I'm talking about this happened with small estates and large estates. So you're like, well, I'm just a thousandaire, but you got a single family resident, you have bank accounts, savings accounts, things of that nature. Listen, there could be a problem. Oh, we know, brothers and sisters love one another. We know they do, but we really find out after you die, and there's some money involved, right? So that's distribution is important, and avoiding the insidious process of probate, right? So now, if your assets have to go to probate, your house, your cars, your business, the family lose control, and the attorneys get fees. And if your executor of your will is not considered a good fiduciary because they have too much debt, then they assign one of their buddies or another lawyer in the process. This is expensive. Here's the biggie. Now, all your stuff is public. So now they got to catalog all your debts, all of your assets. Got to catalog, and it's public knowledge. There's people that scours the probate records. That's their job on a daily basis, and they find family members who are going to get these big estates, and then they get in there, and we can help you. Yeah, really? Okay. So probate is a serious problem to be avoided, and then eliminating estate taxes. And I know that I'm talking to all of you social media multimillionaires, right? Content creators. You're going to make all this money. You're going to create all this wealth, through investing in stock, buying cryptocurrency, buying multi-unit. Oh, I wish you well, and I hope you do it, right? So you need to do some estate planning to protect your assets, right? So, and then there's a bonus, because you're going to be ultra affluent one day. Now you need asset protection, right? So what is that, right? Well, it's insurance, right? You got insurance on your home, your cars, and you're protecting those assets, right? Now you want to make sure that you got the right homeowners auto insurance. You want to make sure that you get an umbrella policy. This is when you got some money, right? And so you got that done, right? And then you over the $30 million estate problem, right? So now you have a $50 million net worth, so that's $20 million over for your husband and wife. So now you buy life insurance to pay that bill. That's what life insurance is for, right? So your life insurance producers, go find those rich people and sell them those wonderful policies. So that is it. And here's what I'm saying. Avail yourself of an estate planning consultation with your man, Joshua Pondexter. Go to my website, joshuapondexter.com. There's a little button. You hit it, and my link come up with my scheduler. Schedule yourself a complimentary consultation. Don't cost you nothing but a cup of coffee. Buy your man a cup of coffee, and we will lay out the estate planning process. We'll spend at least an hour of time with you looking at your assets, what you're trying to protect, and help you design a plan to do that, which we do execute those plans. We execute those documents to get that done, right? I want to leave you with this thought before we get out of here. Planning for what happens after death doesn't make your death any more likely to happen. It helps ensure the fulfillment of your goals and vision beyond your life's plan. So because you're doing estate planning, this will not hasten your death, right? Planning for what happens after death doesn't make your death any more likely to happen. It's not going to speed it up, right? We don't know when that's going to occur, right? It helps ensure the fulfillment of your goals and vision beyond your lifespan. You're out here working hard. You're sacrificing for the next generation. Don't let your assets be exposed to all of these taxes and legal liability. I'll let you, man. We can help you. Been doing this for over 20 plus years, right? Good or bad or indifference, I have had plenty of clients to pass away, and their family members have had no problems with their estate, right? I went to the people that we designed it to go for, and that's what. So we're doing this talk, right, on estate planning. Some of the issues, and encouraging you to do this is because I'm getting ready to do a talk at the end of this month with a group, and they wanted me to talk about estate planning, so I thought I'd get ahead of the curve and talk to you guys about it, right? So that's the talk for the day. It's Friday. The eagle, well, I don't know, the eagle has flown. I don't know if it comes every other Friday or whatever in your situation, but go and enjoy yourself. Be blessed. Thanks for tuning in. Tiffany, thanks for those emojis. I'm not very good at figuring those out, but I think there's a caring emoji, and I do care about my people in my community. That's why we offer these services. As always, we wish you love, peace, and so bye for now.